Hello everyone, my name is Janmesh Kumar, going to present on the topic Microsoft Azure security issue. Basically, in this tutorial, we will discuss about how to install anti-malware in Azure VM. So basically, anti-malware for Azure is free real-time protection that helps identify and remove viruses, spyware, and other malicious software. It's basically also generates alert when known malicious or unwanted software try to install itself or run on the Azure system. Basically, the solution is built on the same anti-malware platform as Microsoft Security Essential, that is also known as MACE. Let's move to the another topic, that is features. When we deploy and enable Microsoft anti-malware for Azure for our application, the following core features are available. First one is real-time protection. Basically, in this, it monitors activity in the cloud services and on the virtual machine to detect and block malware execution. Second one is schedule scanning. Basically, in this, it scans periodically to detect malware, including activity running programs. Third one is malware remediation. Basically, in this, it automatically installs the latest protection signature as well as virus definition in order to ensure the protection is up to date on predetermined frequency. Fourth one is signature update. Basically, in signature update, we also install the latest protection signature, that is virus definition. Then last one is anti-malware engine update. Basically, in this, we are automatically update the anti-malware engines. Other features are also given in the next slide. Anti-malware updates. In anti-malware updates, basically it automatically updates the Microsoft anti-malware platform. Next feature is activity protection. Basically, it reports telemetry metadata about detected threat as well as suspicious resource to the Microsoft Azure in order to ensure the rapid response to the evolving threat landscape. Basically, in this, in we can say that we are synchronizing signature in order to deliver through Microsoft Activity Protection. Okay. Then sample reporting. Basically, in sample reporting, it provides as well as report sample to the Microsoft anti-malware service to help refine the service and enable troubleshooting. Then exclusive. Basically, it allow application and service administrator to configure exclusive for files, processes, and the drives. The last but not least is anti-malware detection and collection. Basically, it records the anti-malware health, service health, suspicious activity, their remediation, and the actions. Next, moving to Microsoft anti-malware workflow. These are the workflow. Basically, the Azure administration can enable anti-malware for Azure with by default or customer configuration for our virtual machine. Means we can choose the default one or we can create our own also. Some of the services are for virtual machine. Basically, in Azure portal under security extension, we can do it. So then by using Visual Studio Code also. Third one is by using anti-malware classic deployment model. And last one, we can also do it by PowerShell command line, means command line. We can also do so. Then going to the next topic, what is malware and all the things, any kind of spyware, ransomware, remote access, keylogger, viruses threat, any kind that affects our computer system and can harm, all comes under malware. So let's move to the demo part where we will discuss how to install the anti-malware in the Azure VM with the help of Azure portal. Now click on virtual machine, then click on plus add. Here two options are available. First one is plus virtual machine. Second one is start with a preheat configuration. If we already know the workload, like in real world scenario or industry. If we already know the workload, like we have to use whether J group, N group, M group, etc. group, then we have to select start with a rigid configuration. If not, then we have to select general plus virtual machine. So I am going to select here plus virtual machine. Here project details are available on basic one. First one is subscription, which is free trial. Second option is resource group. In resource group, if we want to already select the existing resource group, we can do so. If not, we can create new resource group. I am going to create here new resource group. Select on create new, type resource group name RG new. Click on OK. Then instance details. In instance details, there are a few options available. First one is virtual machine name. Second one is region. Third one is availability option. Fourth one is image. In virtual machine name, we have to type the name of virtual machine. Like here, I am going to type VM new. Second option is regions. Here we have to select in which region we want to make these virtual machines. Like if I want to make this virtual machine East region. So in Azure, basically 60 plus regions are available across 140 country. On the basis of our need as well as on the basis of client requirement, we have to select the appropriate region. Then second more options for it. Not all regions support every VM size, so we have to clear figure of that thing also. Here I'm going to select East US. Third option is availability option. Basically this option is selected due to it will protect our data as well as VMs from unwanted outage like VM failures as well as data center failures, data at the time of data center maintenance, if any of the disk can fail. So if we select availability set, means if we create availability set, we can protect our VM from that. Then next option is image. Basically, image is the ISO file of, we can say that any virtual machine like that. Like if we want to create Ubuntu server, we can create. So if we want to create Red Hat, we can do so. Likewise, if we want to create Windows server, then we can. So here I'm going to select Windows Server 2012 R2 generation 1. Then next option is site. So here we have to select the appropriate site. As I already mentioned above that not all regions support all sites. So this region might be not supporting this site standard D to SB3. So I am going to select the appropriate site like standard DS1 V2. Then I have to type the username. Then select password. Like I'm going to type the password. Then confirm the password. One thing I have to remind you that the password must be uppercase, lowercase, as well as number. So it's better if you use all of them. Then inbound rule, whether which port we want to allow, like if we want to allow RDB in the case of Windows Server, then allow port number 3389. If we want from access from internet, we can allow HTTP port as well as HTTPS port 80 as well as port 443. Then license, if we want to purchase, if we already have license, we can select the existing license. Yes. Then click on next disk option. Basically where disk types are basically which types of disk we want to embed with our virtual machine, we can do so. Then encryption type, which types of encryption we want, we can do so. Then the third and the most important option is enable ultra disk capability. Basically these options are came in the picture in new, means this option is new. Basically ultra disk delivers high throughput, high input output, as well as low latency disk storage for Azure infrastructure as a service VMs. In other words, we can also say that ultra disk is well suited for data intensive workload such as SAP, means SAP application, HANA,
top tier databases, as well as transaction heavy workload. Adding this capability on the result in a reservation change that it's imposed if enable ultra disk capability on the VM without adding ultra disk. Means this will increase all the things like throughput, input, output, as well as provide the low latency. Then the next option is data disk. Basically, if we want to add extra disk in the VM, we can do so. Like by adding LUN in logical unit number. Basically, we can select from create and attach a new disk. Also, if we already have an existing disk, we can do it so. Then option of manage disk. Basically, manage disk are high fault tolerant disk as well as available. Also, we can say that those disks which are managed by Microsoft is known as managed disk. If we select no, then a storage account is not we have to create. If we select yes, then we have to create the our own managed disk. Here if we then click next networking part. These virtual network, subnet, public IP, interface card, inbound output. These are some things which are available in networking. If we want to select the default one, we can do so. If we want to create new, we can create a new virtual network as well. Then the next option is management. So here we have options like monitoring, basic plans. These are options. In monitoring, we as well boot diagnostic as well OS diagnostic are available. Basically, boot diagnostic are we can say that a strong locks, basically which especially for boot operations, whereas anything in the application or OS behavior will be in OS diagnostic just in case the VM has some troubleshoot. So how to handle it from troubleshooting? So we need logs. Those logs are called boot diagnostic as well as OS disk diagnostic. So if we want to create the logs, we can select on. So for selecting on, we have to create a storage account for storing that logs. Click on off. This is identity. If we want to create identity for active directory, we can do so. Auto shutdown, just like in company, if we want to shut down VM at 5 p.m, we can set the reminder. Like if you select on, select the shutdown time zone. If we want to provide the notification, we can do so. If not, we can also off it. These are some options available in auto shutdown. Here we are by default I'm using off one. If we want to backup of the VM, we can do so. Patch file, we can also make the patch file of that. Then click on advanced options. Here option, first option is extension. Extension basically provides post deployment configuration as well as automation. We can also add features like configuration, management, or antivirus protection. As I am already explained before that I am going to add the antivirus so that no threat can be happen in the VM. So I am going to select here, uh, select an extension to install. Here options like agent for cloud workload protection, we can do so. For Windows Server monitoring, we can also add an extension. Then APM inside for .NET services. Then Sentimental or Rapid inside Octopus. These options are for these two options are for I think DevOps purposes. Then if you want to install NVIDIA graphic card in our VM, we can do so by selecting this one. Then network voucher agent we can add. Then PowerShell we can also add this. Then the most important one is custom script extension. Basically this is a tool that can be used to automatically launch as well as execute VM customization tasks and post configuration. If in, let's take a real world example, if in industry, if anyone, if the admin cloud administration want to install Windows Server, file server, Paint server, etc. after deployment of VM, then how can it will so by without we can say that without entering in that VM, this will happen only by adding custom script extension in that. So we can do so. Then performance diagnostic for .NET preview we can also do. So here I am going to select window anti-malware. So for that we can going to select this one. Uh, then click on create. Then install extension. If we want to locate the file name, like if we want, then I am going to type my name. If we want, it's optional. Exclude person also. If we want to enable the real-time protection, you can do so. If not, you can do so. I'm going to enable it. Then runtime a schedule plan. If you want to schedule it on the runtime, then you can do so. Then third option is scan type. If you want to scan full, you can do so. Or if you want to scan quickly, you can also. Here you have two options of selecting the day. Here all days are available. By default, we can select Saturday or Friday. Friday. Scan time. Then click on OK. Custom data. Uh, then we can say that here extension is added. Then click on next tags. Tags are basically names. We can say that, like here I'm going to type name, uh, malware, or anything like that, malware. Then review and create. Here validation is in process. After it, we can see the details of the VM. It will take half minute. Now we can see the preview of it, like basics like subscription name, resource group name, regions, and all the things. Disk, like in which disk we have selected, networking type, and all the stuff. Then we have to create. Now VM start creating. Here we can say that deployment is initializing. So wait for a second. After few minutes, we can see deployment succeeded. Now click on virtual machine. Here we will see the VM is created, VM new. So for seeing whether our Microsoft extension anti-malware is installed or not, here we have to select extension. Here we can see that infrastructure as a service malware is installed.
Peace.